Hey everyone, welcome back to Collecting Nolan. This is Russ, and it's that time of the week where we look at the highest selling Nolan Ryan cards on eBay. So let's go ahead and get started.
Number 10.
Is the 2024 Topps Triple Threads Auto Relic with Nolan Ryan, Jeff Bagwell, and Craig Biggio, numbered 2 out of a possible 3 that sold for $950. 2024 Topps Triple Threads are distributed in 7-card hobby packs. Each of these packs contain 3 base cards, 1 short print base card, 1 parallel card numbered to 199 or fewer, 1 relic card numbered 36 or fewer, and either an autograph or autograph relic. Nolan Ryan had 13 cards in the 2024 Topps Triple Threads set.
Number 9.
There was a tie for number 9 this week, so I'll list both cards. The first card is the 1985 Leaf number 216 and a PSA Gem Mint 10 that sold for $1,099.99. There are 55 PSA 10 copies of this card. The last sale of a PSA 10 copy of this card was back in January of 2021, where it sold on Fanatics Collect for $357. So this card has seen quite a jump in the past 4 years. This is the first time that this card has been on this list. And the second card at number 9 is the 1975 O-Pee-Chee number 500 and a PSA 8 that sold for $1,099.99. Man, look at this beauty. The 1975 O-Pee-Chee is so tough to get in good condition like this, and this card is a real stunner. There's only 26 PSA 8 copies of this card out there and only 21 graded higher. A previous sale of a PSA 8 occurred last month for $699.99.
Number 8.
Is the 1977 Topps number 650 and a PSA 9 that sold for $1,350. There are 294 PSA 9 copies of this card out in the wild, with only 21 cards graded higher. PSA 9 copies of this card have recently sold between $1,050 and $1,825. Get this, a recent eBay auction that offered a PSA 9 of this card and a PSA 9 copy of the 1977 Topps Strikeout Leaders card with Tom Seaver sold for the super value price of $334.99. Can you believe that?
Number 7.
Is the 1993 Topps Finest Refractor and an SGC 6 that sold for $1,933.88. There are only 8 SGC refractors in the SGC database. There are 3 SGC 6s and 5 cards rated higher. The Topps Finest Refractor is a highly coveted card because it is the first refractor ever produced. The Ryan Refractor is considered a grail card among many Ryan collectors. It's hard to get and is often very pricey. The last time any graded version of this card sold that I could find was on Golden Auctions in May of 2024, where a BGS 9 sold for $2,684.
Number 6.
Is the 1971 Topps number 513 and a BCCG 9 that sold for $2,000. This is a sharp card. There doesn't appear to be any chipping in the black border. The colors are vibrant. The corners look pretty sharp. To my eye, it looks slightly off center left to right, but in general, it is a beautiful card. I do not know the BCCG populations. A previous BCCG 9 copy of this card sold on Pristine Auctions in October of 2024 for $760.50. Before that, the most recent sale of a BCCG 9 occurred in June of 2014 for $80.01. Man, if I could turn back time.
Number 5.
Is the 1988 Leaf number 77 and a PSA 10 that sold for $2,026.01. This is the second time that this card or its Donruss counterpart has made the list. There are only 21 PSA 10 copies of this card out there and only 145 PSA graded copies of this card in total. No recent PSA 10s of this card have sold in order to compare. The most recent sale occurred in January of 2021 on Fanatics Collect auction for $587, and before that in May of 2020 on Fanatics Collect for $333.88.
Number 4.
Is the 1970 Topps number 712 and a PSA 8.5 that sold for $3,700. There are 34 PSA 8.5 copies of this card out there with 167 cards graded higher. Previous sales of PSA 8.5s of this card have sold for $2,146.21 in February of this year on eBay, and before that in September of 2023 for $2,040.
Number 3.
is the 1969 Topps number 533 in a PSA 9 with an off-center qualifier that sold for $4,500. There are 129 PSA 9 cards out there, which includes 18 PSA 9s with qualifiers. I could find no recent comparisons of a PSA 9 OC card. The last one sold occurred on Fanatics Collect monthly auction in July of 2022 for $552. A straight-up PSA 9 sold for $9,150 on Golden Auctions in October of 2024. A rule of thumb for off-center qualifiers is a two-step drop in grade equivalent for price. So this card would be equal to a PSA 7. But the rule doesn't really hold true here because PSA 7 versions of this card do not sell this high. The highest one sold was $1,350 recently, while PSA 8s have sold for close to $2,400. This card breaks all the rules.
Number 2
is the 1968 Topps Jerry Koosman and Nolan Ryan rookie card and a PSA 8 that sold for $4,827. There are 757 PSA 8 copies of this card out there with only 203 graded higher. Whoever got this card got it for a steal. This price is way lower than any recent comparisons. Earlier this month, a PSA 8 sold for $8,584.84 on eBay. Another one sold earlier this month for $9,100. The sell price seen for this current card is closer to PSA 8s with a qualifier. A PSA 8 off-center sold for $3,000 earlier this month. This card is in an older flip, but from the pictures I've seen, it's centered very well and is crisp in general. Congratulations to the buyer on this one.
And finally, number 1
is the 1968 O-Pee-Chee number 177 Jerry Koosman and Nolan Ryan rookie card in an AGS 9 that sold for $12,211. I actually don't know anything about Authentic Grading Services Incorporated, or AGS, which is seen here. I've never seen any cards graded by them before. There's really nothing on the internet regarding them either, so if they were a real grading service, they are probably defunct now. What is a little fishy to me is that there are two listings for the exact same card that sold on eBay, once on the 19th and once on the 23rd of April. Of note, there are no PSA 9 1968 O-Pee-Chee Nolan Ryan cards in the PSA database. A PSA 8 O-Pee-Chee sold in August of 2024 for $42,000 on Heritage Auctions. So if this card is real, and if it is equivalent to a PSA 9, then this person got one-of-a-kind card for a steal. What do you guys think of this card? Real? Not real? If it's real, it's a good-looking card to me, but I don't think I would buy a card like this unless it were graded by a company I'm familiar with. That wraps it up for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please hit the like button. Also, comment on any of the cards that you saw in today's episode. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you at the next one. Thanks. Bye.